You tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need. We give you outspoken thoughts about all the headlines. We talk baseball, football, hockey, and more. No matter the topic, we cover it. Get ready for the show and keep it outspoken. Keep it outspoken. We keep it outspoken only on the Sportscast. Tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Watson's Playbook. Hello, everyone. Welcome into episode number 21 of Watson's Playbook. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I know I have here, especially since the Packers are 4-0 and we're headed into a bye week this week. I recorded that game, watched it the next day, had a feeling we were going to win. So, because we were playing an easy opponent, we won by 14 points at home. So I'm in a good mood this week. Not that football is the only thing that puts me in a good mood. Just saying, this being a sports podcast. We're going to jump into the weekly sports update here. Week 4 of the NFL has come and gone. And tonight, or Thursday night, we actually have a game of the Bucs and the Bears. Should be a pretty easy win for the Buccaneers. The Bears, they are, like I talked about last week, a fraudulent 3-0 team. Now they lost last week, 3-1. They go up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are also 3-1. Record-wise, it looks like a good game, but the Buccaneers should take that one. So, anyways, we'll jump into week 4 here. The headlines and the sports update for week 4 is, number 1, Burrow gets first win as a rookie quarterback for the Bengals. He's the first rookie to throw for 3 straight 300-plus yard games. It's a record that he set as they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 33-25. I think if you're a Cincinnati fan, you've been struggling for a long time, right? You've had Andy Dalton there before, and he's been an okay quarterback, a pretty good bus driver. You would win maybe 10 games, 9-7. You'd be that mediocre team that maybe made the playoffs and before you fell off the last couple of years and have been pretty bad. So I think you got a really good future quarterback. Like I said, I really loved Joe Burrow coming out of college football last season, playing for LSU. He's been playing pretty good here in the NFL, and it's a really good start to his NFL season or NFL career. Number 2, the Chargers jump out to a 24-7 lead over the Buccaneers. Tom Brady threw a pick 6, and it was looking like the Chargers were going to take that, but good old Tommy Boy shows he still got something left in the tank as he tosses for 5 touchdowns. Tampa Bay comes back to win 38-31. Justin Herbert threw for 290 yards, 3 touchdown passes. And this is a guy, too, that is he's overachieving from what the scouts said he could be. He played pretty good college football. He wasn't in a big he didn't play the big dogs as like Alabama and stuff, but he played for Oregon, and he was a good college quarterback. But they said coming out of the draft, he wasn't going to be ready to start day one. Well, a couple of weeks ago, we all know Tyrod Taylor got injured by his own doctor. They put in Justin Herbert, and the coach was refusing to say Justin Herbert, even though he started off really good, especially as a rookie. Even though he started off really good, the coach refused to say Justin Herbert will be our starter because this is the future of the team, right? They drafted a quarterback. Tyrod Taylor's a quarterback, and he's a good bus driver too, but we know what Tyrod Taylor is. He's inconsistent at times. He's a guy that can be a really good backup in the league, but not a really good starter. He got injured. He gets taken out. Justin Herbert gets put in, and I'm sitting here going, you've got to see what you have in this guy, right? In this guy, because in the NFL, if you don't have a starting quarterback, then you have issues. You either have to find a starting quarterback, or you have to, especially if you have a rookie in Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow, you have to know what this quarterback is. Miami not playing Tua is a big mistake, in my opinion. You've got to figure out if Tua is the quarterback of the future. Can he be that guy for you? I believe he can be. But until you play him, until you know what you have, then you're kind of wasting your time. Fitz Magic out there in Miami, we all know what he is. He's a quarterback. He's going to have a couple good games a year, but he's not going to win you a lot of games, and he's not going to get you to where you want to go. They need to play Tua. Justin Herbert needs to be the starter, and it just broke a couple minutes ago that the coach of the San Diego Chargers – sorry, it's not San Diego. It's the Los Angeles Chargers is going. His name Justin Herbert, their starter, and Tyrod Taylor will be their backup. Now, with Tyrod Taylor losing his job because the team doctor injured him, well, you can see possibly a lawsuit coming out of that. So pay attention for that. Listen out for that. I heard that on the radio the other day, and that could be a big lawsuit. If he was going in to get, he had some bruised ribs. He's going in to get some numbing pain medicine, and the doctor ended up puncturing his lung with it. So it cost him a couple games. Justin Herbert steps in, earns the starting job. This should have been a starting job for him anyways, and he looks good enough for me to put him in and see what you got in the future. Number 3, the winless Vikings took on the winless Texans, and the Vikings come out on top. They win 31-23. Dalvin Cook had 130 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. The Vikings are a team that I thought was going to win my division this year, and they still can. It's not out of the possibility. They're 1-3 right now. Green Bay is 4-0, so it's going to be an uphill climb for them. But Dalvin Cook is the guy they got to ride. Take a lot of pressure off Kirk Cousins, opens up a lot of play action pass. They rode him to victory this week. The Texans end up firing their head coach in Bill O'Brien after a 0-4 start. He's made some questionable trades there. He has turned the Houston Texans into a train wreck. They don't have a first round pick for the next 2 seasons. So whoever steps into that position is going to have a hard time filling it with talent without having those first-round draft picks. They got rid of Hopkins in the offseason. He's made some questionable decisions, and the Houston Texans are a train wreck right now, 0-4. This is a team that has talent. They've started off with a very tough schedule, the hardest in Houston Texan history. But at the same time, you cannot blame that, right? Like if you're a good team, right, and you have confidence in yourself, there should never be an excuse of, we played a good team. Well, yeah, you did, but you're supposed to be a good team too. And that's what people tell me all the time in Green Bay. Well, yeah, we really haven't played anybody. You really haven't played anybody, right? Well, we beat the Saints. Saints are a playoff team and a good football team. Everybody else, you really haven't played anybody. The good teams beat and take care of business. They dominate the bad teams, and we've dominated the bad teams. And the good teams beat the good teams. We beat the Saints 37-30. We've taken care of business, and that's what they've got to do. So Houston Texans, to me, there's no excuse that you've played tough teams. If you're a competitive team and you're a team that's going to compete at the end of the year, you have to be able to beat those tough teams. So being 0-4 is unexcusable. That's why they fired Bill O'Brien. There was reports this week that J.J. Watt and the offensive or the defensive coordinator got into a couple screaming matches at Bill O'Brien. J.J. Watt wanted him gone, so he is gone. We'll figure out who they fill that hole with. Number 4, the Cowboys get blown out against the Browns, 49-30 at home. McCarthy loses his first game at AT&T. McCarthy was undefeated, even with the Green Bay Packers going into the season in the AT&T Stadium. He loses his first game there. They get just dominated. They get dominated. They allow over 300. It was like 300 and something rushing yards. Their starting running back left the game in the first quarter. this third string quarterback was running all over the Dallas Cowboys. They fought back, but then the lackadaisical defense allowed a 50-yard run by Odell Beckham to kind of steal the deal. Dak Prescott throws 502 yards, but they couldn't pull it out in the end. The Dallas Cowboys have a lot of issues right now. They're 1-3. They should be 0-4 if Atlanta picks up a onside kick. It's not looking very good in Dallas. I'm going to have a buddy Leon in a couple weeks here to go over how his team's doing this season and what he thinks. And we'll get into the Dallas Cowboys. We'll dive further into that coming up in that episode. Number 5, 13 fourth quarter points helped the Bills remain undefeated at 4-0 as they beat the Raiders 30-23. Josh Allen continues to impress. He was 24-34, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. This is a guy that's locked in this season. He's playing really well. This defense is really good for Buffalo. He's getting the offense going. He has that ability that just, I'm going to win this game. We saw it last year when they played the Dallas Cowboys. He said, I'm going to will my team to a win. Some people have it. Some people don't. He definitely has it. He continues. Josh Allen continues to fight for the MVP race with Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. They're all in the top 5 for the MVP race at the end of this year. We'll see who wins that. That'll be interesting if this continues for all those quarterbacks. Number 6, the Green Bay Packers. We played Monday Night Football, and we won. We went up 4-0. Aaron Rodgers looked like Aaron Rodgers. He looked great. He looked exciting out there on the field. We were missing some players. We were missing Devontae Adams didn't play. There was some anger there from him. He tweeted out this before the game, or the day before the game, that he was angry, basically, that they sitting him out. Allen Lazard will miss 4 to 6 weeks, so he's not there. We were wondering who's going to step up and be that guy. We mainly gave it to our running backs, and our tight end, Robert Tonyan, had 3 touchdowns, 6 catches, and 92 yards. He's my fantasy tight end, got me 32 points. It was wonderful for me. I ended up winning my fantasy game that week. But the Green Bay Packers continue to impress. They're 4-0. I did not expect this. I know I try not to talk about them too much because I know I don't want to show too much favoritism, but they are my favorite team. So sorry if you don't like it, but go Pat, go baby. All right, that clears up week 4. Week 5 games coming up. We got the Bucs versus the Bears tonight. I already talked on that one. I think the Bucs are going to win this game. I think the Bears are a fraudulent team. Nick Foles is not a good quarterback, and neither is Mitchell Trubisky. I think the Bucs go in and they get the job done tonight. Game 2, I picked the Steelers versus the Eagles. The Eagles are desperate. They beat the 49ers last week, get their first win and their first win of the season. Now, I say desperate. They're 1-2-1, and they're actually leading the NFC. I call them the NFC least because that's the worst division in football. But they're actually leading the division with that record 1-2-1. So I don't know how desperate they are. But their injuries have killed this team. They got to get Carson Wentz going. They played and beat the 49ers the other night. They didn't play too well, but they were able to beat them, and that's because the 49ers is also very injured as well. So the Steelers, I think, take this game. The Steelers, though, they haven't really played much. They haven't played a lot of good teams yet. So this might be something to look forward to, and it might be a blowout. The Steelers' offense is decent. This defense is going to pick up this team and carry them this year. And the Eagles' defensive line is playing really well right now. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins that battle. But I got the Steelers winning this game, dropping the Eagles to 1-3-1. The Bills versus the Titans. This game might be postponed. The Titans have gotten the coronavirus. We don't know how they got it. They're investigating if it was something where they have they went out and partied. Maybe they broke the rules and they got coronavirus. We don't know how they got it. So they had to postpone a game already last week. They continue to get positive tests, and this positive test might cost this game. Now, my problem with this, and I think they should punish the Tennessee Titans, and not because they got the coronavirus. Let me rephrase that. If they got the coronavirus because they went out and partied and someone was making dumb decisions, then punish the the Titans, most definitely. If they got it on accident, going to the store, they went home, someone had it home, had it, and they passed it around, you can't really punish them for that. But you can punish them for this. During the week, they were told to shut down their facilities, no face-to-face contact with teammates. They held a secret meeting at a high school football team. They had a practice there anyways, and so it looks like they maybe it spread it even more. That deserves punishment. I don't think the Bills should be punished or any other teams be punished because they're dumb mistakes. The NFL need to come in. They need to drop the hammer and say, look, guys, this is going to be unacceptable. We're dropping the hammer, and we're going to make a example out of you. If you get the coronavirus and you do not follow protocol after that, when we tell you to do something, you will be punished. I think they should make them forfeit the game instead of canceling games. They've got to fit it in at a certain amount of time. But they play the Bills this week. I don't know if that game will be played. I'm going to pick the Bills to win that game. If this game gets played, I think the Bills win this game. This defense is really good. Josh Allen continues to impress, and I think the Tennessee Titans are a fraudulent team. I do not think they are all what they cut out to be. But like I said, if they continue to make those mistakes, the NFL needs to drop the hammer. We've seen it with the Oakland Raiders. I don't know if they were threatening losing a third-round draft pick. They fined players. They went to the charity event and they took off their mask. They're not being smart about it. John Gruden has his face mask down below, or his mask down below his mouth during the games. And look, I get it. Some people might think masks are stupid, but these are the rules. And these rules have to be followed if they want to continue to play football. I know I don't want the season shut down because teams are being stupid and players are being dumb, especially since my team's 4-0. So, but just use your head. Follow the rules. We'll get this season done with, and hopefully next year we won't have to worry about this. Number 4, and this week coming up, there's not a lot of good games, guys. So I got the Colts versus the Browns. And the Colts actually have the number 1 rated defense right now in the league. The Browns have a really good running back or running game as they dominated the Cowboys with it this last weekend, scoring 49 points. And Baker Mayfield, you think if you're going to score 49 points, you think Baker Mayfield is going to be out here to throw on 300 yards. Baker Mayfield only threw for 164 yards last week against Dallas Cowboys. This coach has come in with the Cleveland Browns, and I think he's figured out that Baker can't be that guy. He's going to take pressure off Baker. He's coming out and he's figured out how to help Baker and ease this game, ease this sport, ease his career going along here, not putting it all on his shoulders. I think it's a genius part of this coach coming in. He was the offensive coordinator last year for the Minnesota Vikings. And he came in and said, hey, this guy, I believe they came in and said, Baker Mayfield isn't the quarterback we thought he was going to be. That's okay. We can still work with him. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to run the ball a lot. We're going to do play action pass and do all that stuff again, help them out. Their defense is pretty good. Their defense is decent, but the offensive line's really good. They added some help there to help Baker Mayfield in this running game. Baker Mayfield's been running around like a chicken with his head cut off the last couple of years. But I got the Colts winning this game. I think the defense it will be able to slow them down and be able to stop that run. And I just think the Colts will pound. They run the ball well too. Phil Rivers is not costing in football games, so I think the Colts are going to win this game. And at the end, number 5, I got the Chargers versus the Saints, and this game's actually being, I think, going to be moved to Indianapolis because of the fires and the smoke out there in California. But I think the Saints are going to win this game. I think the Saints have kind of found the rhythm after they lost to Green Bay. They went up against the Lions. They went down quick, 14-0, but they got it back together, were able to turn it on. They really beat the heck out of the Lions. So I think they got that offensive rhythm back. I think Drew Brees is back in his rhythm, and I do think they win this game. The Chargers are going to be an interesting team coming up, because the rookie that they have, and they got a good defense, and they got some weapons. So I'm interested to see how Justin Herbert's going to continue to improve out there in Los Angeles. I really think that they can be a pretty good team because they do have the talent to do so. But I honestly think the Saints win this game, and I think looking at last year for the Los Angeles Chargers, you got to feel better about your quarterback situation now. Tyler Taylor, we already know what he is. So you got Justin Herbert coming out, and Philip Rivers is gone. He threw a lot of interceptions last year for you guys at the end of his career. So I don't know how you guys felt about Philip Rivers when he left or feel about him now, but you got Justin Herbert, and I think he's going to be a guy that can help you win later down the road. All right, guys. We've already through 4 weeks in the NFL. We're through the first quarter of the NFL season. I'm going to give you my power rankings, my top 5 power rankings. I'm going to do this every quarter, so there'll be 4 of these. Right now, number 5. I'm going to go from 5 to 1. Number 5 is the Buffalo Bills. And the Buffalo Bills, this is kind of a surprise to me. I did pick them to win the division. I did pick them to be a playoff team and be good this year. Did I expect them to be 4-0? I did not expect them to be 4-0. But I just think they are a really good team. They're really well coached. They're building this team up. They added players in the offseason, helped Josh Allen. Josh Allen, we've seen him progress and be a better quarterback this season. They got the team to be 4-0, and I think they're going to continue to rise in these power rankings and to continue winning. Number 4 is the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks are also 4-0. And the Seattle Seahawks are a really good football team. Russell Wilson's an elite quarterback. He's a guy that can win any game, anywhere, anytime. Now their defense needs a lot of help. They let up a lot of too many points, too many yards. But Russell Wilson's got this team 4-0. They're giving him the ball more this season, which I'm so grateful for to see him be able to play. He's one of the best quarterbacks. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He is on the other level. He is on the elite level. Number 3, I got the Green Bay Packers. I struggled on putting them at 2 or 3. I put them at number 3. They're 4-0. They are a really good football team. Now, this defense needs to come along. This defense is the one thing that is stressing me out. We're ranked number 26 in the league, so we're not ranked very high. We're not getting to the quarterbacks as much as we did last season. But Aaron Rodgers on a new different level. Matt LaFleur, we got to give this guy a round of applause. All right, this guy's taking in a team where Aaron Rodgers looked like he was on the decline, where Aaron Rodgers seemed like he didn't like anybody, and all the rumors that he didn't like Coach McCarthy, which I don't think he did. They played last season. They went 13-3. Saw some, still trying to work things out. Well, this year they seem on the same page. Matt LaFleur, again. We gotta give him a round of applause. This guy's coming in. He's 2 games away from being the most winningest coach or the best start from a new team. So he's 17-3 right now. Going back to last season, 13-3 to this season right now, 17-3. One more game, he'll be tied for the best record starting off on a new team, 18-3. And then if he wins again, they'll be 19-3. That'll break the record. I don't think he cares about the record. He's got this team firing all cylinders. We're in the top 5 of pre-snap motion, which is great. It confuses the defense and gets his offense going. He's helped Aaron Rodgers buy into that, and he's held Aaron Rodgers accountable. A couple players come out and said he is not afraid to step up to Aaron Rodgers and tell him things. Coach McCarthy never did that in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is being challenged by Matt LaFleur. I think they are really connected right now. So if that continues, I'll be very excited. Number 2, I could not leave this team out of number 2 spot. The Baltimore Ravens. And they're a good team. Now they're 3-1. They did lose to the Chiefs. And that's the only loss of the season. I can look past that because the Chiefs are very good. But this team is very well rounded. They're hard to stop on offense. They got Lamar Jackson where they can run the ball. They use a lot of pre-snap motion, play action pass. They run the ball a lot. Lamar Jackson's hard to stop. His defense has always been pretty good for Baltimore. When they get teams that are good and get going, this defense is always there. I look for them to be another powerhouse team in the AFC. And number 1 right now is the Kansas City Chiefs. And to me, I don't think you can have any other team in your number 1 spot. There's plenty of power rankings out there right now. You can go check them out. But these are my power rankings. I think the Chiefs right now with Patrick Mahomes, this defense, they're playing really, really well. And they played against the Patriots last week on Monday Night Football. And Bill Belichick is pretty good at slowing down Patrick Mahomes. Now, the Patriots did have to play without Cam Newton, so they had to play with their backup quarterback, and they put it the rookie quarterback in the fourth quarter. But the Chiefs ended up winning that game. The Chiefs are 4-0, and they just keep riding and rising and rising. They are that number one team. They're a powerhouse. I'm hoping we don't have to play them. If we make the Super Bowl, the only time we play them this year, I hope someone could take them down. All right, guys, we got the NBA championship plays back up tomorrow, game 5. The Lakers are up 3-1. Stick a fork in Miami because they are done. All right, they're not beating they're not beating the Lakers 4 times in a row. The Lakers are going to win this championship, and they're going to be. This is 17 championships. Going to give LeBron James his 4th. Anthony Davis is going to get his 1st, and they're going to win it this year. And it's going to be in honor of Kobe Bryant and the Kobe Bryant family, or the Bryant family, and what a special moment that is for them. What a special moment it is for the organization. Jeannie Buss and all these guys in the organization that are really close to Kobe Bryant. And I've seen these articles. I saw this article the other day saying that how disgusting it is for them we're playing for Kobe and Kobe's memory and da-da-da. I have no clue why that is a problem. We all know Kobe Bryant. He tragically died this year in a helicopter crash. All right. And this season is going to honor him. We're going to win the championship. This is in honor of Kobe Bryant. I don't see the problem with that one bit. And they've been wearing Kobe Bryant jerseys, the little patch for Kobe Bryant on their jerseys. I hope they continue that through next season. I don't have an issue with it. I don't know why other people would have an issue with that, but it's not like they're trying to. They think they're trying to get money off of it and use his death as financial gain, which I don't see how that's financial gain. But whatever. I'm just saying this is a tribute for Kobe. If they win it, I guarantee you. LeBron has already come out and said this one is for Kobe if they win it and stuff like that. So if they win it, it is for Kobe. It'll be said in the speech. But I'm excited that the Lakers are going to win the championship. The NBA, though, has an issue. And I was talking to my buddy this last couple days about this issue. And it was a question the question was, will LeBron James' legacy be ruining will it be ruining the NBA fan base? The NBA has a problem. Right? You know, people say we're going to boycott the NFL. The NFL first quarter viewers are down 10% from last season. They're down 10%, right? Even that's the NFL. And the NFL usually doesn't take a big knock. They're down 1.4 million viewers from last year through the fourth quarter mark of the season. Will that continue to go down? I don't know. They don't show the national anthem on TV anymore. So I just don't know what's going to happen in the NFL, but they're down 10%. Baseball's ratings are down. They haven't broke that down yet that I could see. The NBA has had a massive drop. And I'm not talking about 10%. I'm not talking about 20%. This is a gaping hole, and they better stop the bleeding because they have an issue. More people have watched the Michael Jordan documentary than are watching the NBA Finals. Think about that. More people are watching the Michael Jordan documentary than actually watching the NBA Finals. This NBA Finals has set the record. The first, second, and fourth lowest watched final games in NBA history. The first, second, and fourth. Just this finals. Now, the NBA has been losing viewers ever since Michael Jordan retired, right? That's a true fact. I think they said they lost about 30% of their fan base when Michael Jordan retired over those couple years. The NBA is down 70% since 2 years ago, since LeBron James is last in the championship. 70%. The NBA has an issue. Now, what are all the issues? There's a lot of things that could cause this big drop. It could be the fact that this is a Corona year and people lost their jobs and they're not paying their cable bill and they're not focused on sports, which is totally understandable, right? It could be that this is the bubble and that seeing that entertaining the bubble and with no fans and the way this game has been played going forward, it's just different. It could be that. It could be the fact that the NBA is the most outspoken in the BLM movement and it's on the court and they got stuff on the back of their jerseys and they're out here boycotting for what some consider ridiculous reasons and what some consider what the others that are watching agree with it. I don't know, right? It's that fine line. They are the number one sport, though, that is out here, and they are number one in politics, I guess, and sports, because it all leads into the racial injustice issues and politics, and people don't want to watch politics in sports. Even if you agree with the BLM or you agree with the politics, some people might agree with that, but they don't want to watch it in their sports. I told a buddy the other day, we were talking about this subject, and I told him that, most people watch sports to get away from their life. Not get away, but it's just, it's time to relax. Sunday, it's a tradition. You turn on that football game. It's relaxed. You're not thinking about anything else. You're cheering on your team. It's something to get away from things. But it's hard to get away from it when those things are even in the things you enjoy, sports. Or if you go to the movie theater with your family. Me and the wife love to go to the movie theater. Of course, right now we haven't been because it's shut down and there's no new movies coming out. It's like going to the movie theater to enjoy and then have campaign ads and BLM and all sorts of things. You just can't get it. You're just like, I want to get away for a minute, and you just can't get away from it. I believe a lot of that's going on. There's a lot of issues going on that could cause this big drop in the NBA, and it could be people that are tired of LeBron James. That could be it. He's been in the last 9 out of 10 championships. If you don't agree with his politics, you're probably not turned on to watch his games. Easy as that. Now, so I think that's what brings the question. It was brought up on the Sports Talk Radio the other day about, will that be his legacy is ruining the fan base? Because a long time ago, the NBA struggled getting fans. They struggled with it. And then they got Larry Bird and they got Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. They got these guys that they could really market, and they took advantage of that. And they marketed these guys, and they wanted these guys to be in championships, and they wanted to market these guys all over the towns, and they wanted these guys to go in big markets and all that stuff. And that's really where this took off. But now it's dropping drastically, and this could affect. It's more than likely going to affect NBA teams' money. They're not making the ratings they thought they were. What happens when all that money runs out? Now, I don't think it'll run out all the way. What happens when they like, hey, if this doesn't get better, we might not be able to pay you your contract that we've already said we could pay you. And that's a big issue, right? You sign a contract, you're supposed to be making $20 million a year, and they come to you and say, hey, because of COVID and all the ratings and all the stuff, if we didn't make much money, I can only pay you 10. That's a big issue. I don't know if it's going to be that drastic. It might be, but they're going to lose money off of this. That's why next year you will not see any of the BLM support, and you will not see any of the racial justice stuff, because the NBA cannot afford to keep this going. Because I do believe, honestly, that is what's dropped them out the most. That's what's killing viewers the most, because right when they started protesting for it, their numbers tanked. And it is what it is. I'm not trying here to pick sides. I'm going to watch sports no matter what. I don't have to agree with their political views. I'm a Laker fan. I don't agree with LeBron James' views on a lot of things. I still watch basketball, and and I will always continue to watch basketball. I will always continue to watch football and sports in general, because I don't care about the political views. I just want to watch it for the sports. And if you've heard this podcast, you're probably saying, yes, we know that you're going to, because I'll repeat that to anybody. I watch sports for the love of the game. I don't watch sports for the political views. And some people can take that and say, I don't watch it for political views, so I'm just not going to watch. Well, the NFL they don't show the anthem on the TV anymore, right? When's the last time you turn on a TV for the NFL and they show the anthem? Baseball, they don't show the anthem on TV, not really. I don't know if they ever really did, but the NBA though they do. They show it. Boom, everyone's kneeling, and if you have a problem with that, then you're more than likely going to switch off. And I talked to my buddy about this the other day, and he said, "Well, good. If those people don't want to be to watch it, then fine, forget them. They don't need to watch it." Well, the NBA can't have that motto. They cannot follow that, right? It's not a smart business decision. Michael Jordan, when he was the biggest superstar in the world of basketball, and he was winning championships after championships after championships, people criticized Michael Jordan because he didn't come out and stand up for racial stuff going back on in the day, right? He didn't come out and do all this stuff. And people were mad at that because his voice would carry a lot of power, right? People were mad at that because his voice would carry so much power. But he knew if he did that, he would lose viewers. He would lose people. He would lose people who stop buying his shoes. It's a smart business decision. This is simple as that. LeBron James come out and said, I don't care if Donald Trump, I don't care for Donald Trump. I don't care if he watches our games. Okay, that's cool. You're entitled to your opinion, but those opinions come with consequences. You probably lost a lot of Donald Trump supporters who are like, all right, well, you don't support Donald Trump. I'm not supporting you, and turn off the TV. It's not a smart business decision. No matter what side of the fence you sit on, I don't care what side of the fence you fit on. But when you start bringing that up, you're going to lose some viewers. And at the end of the day, you could be okay with that, right? And that's fine. LeBron James has already made millions and millions and millions of dollars. But when that continues to hurt the NBA and the viewers and it starts pulling money out of their pockets, we'll see if they continue. Because I think this is going to be an issue. I talked about it a little bit ago. The NBA is giving the players the most power from any sport going on right now. The NBA boycotted. They said, we're not playing right now. It's not important. In the middle of the playoffs, and the NBA said, okay, take your time. They only took off 2 days. Take your time, whatever. They've given them the most power. This is what's going to happen. All right, we'll put this on the court. We'll give you what it doesn't matter, right? We'll see this next year, right? If the NBA continues to go down this path with the BLM support and the politics in sports and everything, they will lose money. They will lose viewerships, and this will continue to hurt the league. It just is what it is. It will happen. I think if you're a smart business man in the NBA or owner, you're going to say, all right, guys, you did it for that year. Good job. They know where you stand. Now we got to stop this because we're losing ratings and it's killing us. And I don't know if this is going to take a year or two to get out of. If they get off that path, they just go back to playing basketball and whatever. But if they continue down the path they are, basketball will be in a very tough spot. Now I'm wondering what's these players. If these players will stand up and say, "No, this isn't done yet. This racial injustice isn't done yet. We want to continue this." And I think there might be a battle going on between the owners of the NBA and the NBA. It could possibly happen if they tell them next year, "This is not going on. This is not going to happen this year." we might see some fight back from the players. And that's because they've given them a lot of power, which is fine. But these actions come with consequences. So the consequences of that is people aren't watching. It's as simple as that. People don't watch. You don't get your TV contracts. You have a hard time finding money to pay your players. That's the way all sports work. NFL, they have multi-billion-dollar TV contracts. Hey, your product's so great, I'm going to pay you to put your product on our TV channels. They make billions of dollars off of that. Maybe not billions, millions. I don't know how much but this is just a freaking lot of money, right? If they lose those contracts because people are bailing out and they're losing so much money, or they're not making their profit and getting paid, then the NFL will have issues. But the NFL, I don't think, will ever come down to that soap. They've only lost 10% of their viewers. The NBA is in trouble, though. So I'm interested to see where this is going to go. Interested to see if they're going to shut this stuff down at the end of the season here. Who knows? It's going to be an interesting decision for the NBA and for these players, because it's all fine and dandy to stand up for what you believe in. And it's even greater if you can do that while money's being taken from your pocket, right? But once they start taking those paychecks, or once your contracts start losing that money because they can't financially support that $20 million a year contract because they're not getting any viewers, will you still be standing up for it? It's a tough question. Money is very important, but so I'm interested to see how NBA is going to come back from this, and interested to see if the NBA will financially be hurting where it takes money out of players' pockets. Hey, we can't pay you that contract, right? So I'm interested to see what's going on, but that's a huge drop, and they're being gashed right now for the NBA. There's games coming on tomorrow night. Lakers hopefully will win that and win this in 5. So that's going to be it for this episode of number 21 of Watson's Playbook. Jeff couldn't jump on me with this week, but he will be on next week with me. I'm going to see if I get my good buddy on Lee pretty soon. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the issues that are going on in Dallas and what he thinks might can turn that team around. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Enjoy this weekend. I work on Saturday. I only work my one job on Saturday, thank goodness. So I'll be able to relax a little bit there. Sunday football's going to be a little different this week because my team is on a bye week. And I hate the bye week. We do need it. But I hate not being able to watch my team. So I'm probably going to spend time with the family this Sunday. I need to get better at doing that anyways instead of just watching football all day. But all that being said, guys, I hope you remember to stay positive, stay happy, stay safe. Remember, happiness is a mindset. I'm reminded of that lately. This happiness is a mindset. And you have days at work where you're angry. You have days you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You can choose to be happy. It's hard to do sometimes, but you can choose it. I posted something on Facebook today, and I think it's really important too. This life that we live is a blessing from God. Believe it or not, it's a blessing from God. And sometimes you may look at your life and think, how is this a blessing? Because life could be hard and life could be tough. You got to take this life that you have and try and be happy. And if you're not happy with your life, it's time to sit down and say, hey guys, what do I need to change? If you're going to a job you hate every day, that's a big one, right? You've got to work to support your family or support yourself and live. If you're going to your job every day that you hate and you dread just walking in that building for 8 hours and you cannot wait to get out of there, you're not happy with it. Change it. I know it's hard to change. I know it's hard to change jobs, right? Change careers or whatever you may do. Change it. Life is too short to be unhappy. If you're around negative people in your life, and I don't care who they are, if they're family, even if they're friends, and they're just bringing you down, it's okay to not be around them anymore. It's okay to change the people around you. to get a better crowd to be with, to find those around you that can make you happy. Life is too short to be unhappy. I got to start doing something. I'm unhappy with my weight. I've got to change it. Easier said than done, right? But I'm happy with it. I need to change it. It's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, but I got to do it myself. If you're unhappy with something in your life right now, ask the questions to yourself. What's making me unhappy and how can I change it? Life is too short. If you're dating someone and they're just bringing you down negative, it's okay to break up with them. It's okay to break up with them. My wife that I married, she is my rock. I married her because I knew she's my best friend. And we're happily in love. We've been happily in love for a long time. We've been married almost 10 years. I guarantee you that will help. If you're looking for relationship advice, you want to find someone that you can just enjoy being around. If you don't enjoy being around them, I don't know how you can. Some people don't even enjoy being around their spouse. But then why didn't you marry them, right? Take time to find that right person. Because if you find that other person that you're supposed to be with and makes you happy, your life's going to be a lot more happier. I guarantee you. I go to work every day. I wake up early. I go to work. I like my job. I've been in some crappy jobs. I've changed it. I'm in a good job now. Work for a great company. I enjoy my job. I come home every day. It's the best part of my day is coming home to my wife and my girls. I love them. Wouldn't change it for the world. And some days I wake up in a bad mood, right? Some days you wake up and you're just off and you're frustrated. But then I got to remember to myself, look, God's blessed you in so many ways. He's blessed you with a wonderful wife and 4 beautiful girls. I don't need for much in my life at all. He's giving you a great job. I thank him every day. I go to work. I get to work. I stop. Before I go inside, I say a prayer to God. I thank him for giving me a job that I like to support my family. I thank him for a lot of things. In my prayers, I end up thanking him for a lot of things, which is great. And, but just remember, though, that this life is a blessing from God. And I don't want to get on here and be all preachy to you, but I hope you can take these words that I give you and it helps out your life, right? That's just, my ultimate goal of this podcast. Now, I'm not no motivational speaker, but I would like to get to know you guys, honestly, to connect with you. If you want to connect with me, reach out to me at watsonsplaybook@gmail.com. You can email me. You can talk to me about sports. You can talk to me about marriage. You can talk to me about anything you want. I want to connect with you guys. I'm going to shout this out again. Me and my brother-in-laws have been working on this thing called My Goliath. And everyone knows the story about David and Goliath in the Bible. And Goliath was this big, huge beast. And he was going to battle David, right? And he was just laughing at him. I'm going to beat you easily. Well, David comes up with a slingshot and nails him right in the head and ends up winning, right? Ends up beating Goliath. Is there anything in your life that you have beat in your life? Whether that be depression. We all get depressed. I've been depressed before too. We all get depression. If it's overcoming that, if it's overcoming suicidal thoughts, if it's overcoming being bullied at school or life or work, if it's over losing a family member that really devastated you, if it's over alcohol addiction or drug abuse or anything in your life that you've overcome and you want to share your story with us, please reach out. Email me at watsonsplaybook@gmail.com. And we put this on a web page called It's My Goliath. And people can go on there and read your story. My story's up there on personal loss. If you want to go read that, feel free to. I hope it inspires you, somebody that is struggling with that. We want to inspire and share positivity in the world, especially right now in a time where we need it, right? And My Goliath, I'm hoping this thing can take off. We're trying to get more stories in to post them up, but for just trying to inspire. If you're dealing with depression or anxiety, you go on there and read a story about the story about depression, how someone overcame that. Maybe they can help you or give you some inspiration to keep on going. This life is a blessing given to us by God. Sometimes I know it may not change, or it may not seem like it, and life's tough. But God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. If you haven't tried praying to God before, and you haven't tried God, or you haven't tried to believe in Christ and pray, do it. I challenge you to do it. God is great. God has blessed me in my life. God will bless you too. I hope you guys have a great week and a great weekend. God bless you guys. Much love.